once again, and what we'll be needing for this coupling class for the hanging TV console. You remember when we were uncoupling this, I told you that it was actually a bookshelf, but we'll be converting it to a TV console. So these are all the wood that we got from it, the HDF that we got from it, but we will not be making use of everything, because in the remodeling process, this is what it's going to look like. I hope the camera can zoom in on this. So this is what we're working on. In our measurements, we have 36 inches by 36 inches. So let's now look at, we have two layers. These are the normal boards that will hold it. Then we have two layers. But on the second thought, I'm looking at letting it have a one layer so that our TV that is going to be within, the measurement of our TV is 17 by 29 inches according to a 32 inches. So you have to take note of the TV that is going to go into the console. And because we are already doing a remodeling session, so now we already have our 36 inches, and what we have here, because this is what is going to be inside, is about 35. But by the time we add the edges, we are going to get our 36. So without taking much of your time, we'll be starting with these are the two long sides. So this is what we'll do. I'll just go ahead. Maybe I'll make use of this pharmacy shelf. So just like we said, the parts that the natural parts without the facing will be at the back. Then I'll have the ones with the banding at the front. So I'll just go. It's a very, very simple process. Recoupling is actually a process that might not take you more than 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how good you become over time. So just like I said you make sure that the two edges are in place. So you go ahead. Sorry. So, and remember I told you that in most cases what I do is I use screws that are a bit longer than what I used earlier. The reason being that so that at least the screw can grip into the new wood. So it becomes firm. By the time I'm through with this, you might not even have an idea that it was decoupled and reassembled. And you can see that in the video I kept on saying that I prefer using HDF. And the reason why I prefer that is the ability for it to still be workable. Sorry. So you're taking the second part. This is the second part. So all parts that doesn't have an edging band go there. So that you can see what I'm doing. So this is it. Modular furnishings are the simplest kind of furnishings you can learn. The secret is you can even learn within a week. So this is the frame of our, and you can see that we have two left. I can decide to go ahead and do just a layer, and I can also do two layers. But one thing you also have to consider is, just like I told you, I said the height of the 32 inches screen is about 17. So from here now to this place, I have my 17. But at the same time, I also want air circulation for the TV. So here can be for maybe flowers and remote controls and all the rest of them. So I will be removing this. This can serve another purpose some other time. So I'll do my measurements, do my markings here now. Let me get my pen. What we'll be doing will just be about, let me see, from here to here, about 27. So by the time we remove 10 from 36, so maybe I'll just do 10, measurement of 10. Let's see how 10 looks like from within. Let's see, 10 might be too much. Maybe I'll do 8. So I'll do 8 inches. I'll have my marking there. Then it's always good to mark at both edges so that you can use a ruler to join the lines. So I have my 8 inches there. Then I'll come over to the other side too. Then I'll do my 8 inches. Go over to the other side too. Do my 8 inches. 8 inches can easily take a mini flower vase. So I'll just use maybe the board to join the lines. So I have my 8 inches. So I'll just come over. I'll join the line. The 8 inches. So I have my 8 inches there. So just like we said earlier, the part that I'll be showing is the one with the facing back. So I can either do it below or I do it on top. On top is what gives me 8. If I want something less than 8, I'll do it below. So I'll just go ahead and don't be disturbed by the other holes that we have. I'll show you what we use to cover it in subsequent videos. I already have the accessories that you use in covering it. So all I'll just need to do is just get the accurate measurements for the 8s. So I'll have the measurements, then I'll tap in my I have it there. Go ahead. Always ensure that your screws are not coming out. So I'll also check the other side. Ensure that it's perfect order. Don't bother yourself about the base. When we get there, we'll align it properly. So I'll go ahead, give it a tap, then screw it in. So ensure none of the screws are coming out. I can go ahead and tap in one more. The reason why we use enough screws is that to give you something solid. Make sure it's not coming out. You don't want to complete what you're designing and discover that safety is an issue. So go ahead. We'll now check. Okay, this is the 8. You can press it in firmly so that it doesn't move. Then you align properly, so it has to be flush in the front and also at the back. Then you screw it in gently. Ensure it's not piercing out. I'm sure somebody might be asking, what do you do if it's piercing out? That's why you have a reverse button. You pull it out. So this is our TV console. So all we're going to do now is just to add our back layer. And in this particular situation, our back layer was easily removed and does not have issues like the previous one we did for the pharmacy shelf. Because why? At this point we had understood the fact that screwing it in is the best you can do compared to using nails to nail it. So just like I said, it has to be perfect on all sides. If it's not perfect, you can, because this is a perfect cotton. Screw it in. We can decide to use the holes that we used before, because these are actually holes for screwing. So there's no issues with that. So make sure everything is in order. So you can see it going easily. So these are things and these are tips, because initially even my boss that taught me, they'll go ahead and use nails. But due to research and because sometimes some issues you might have it, so which means we would have gone ahead to buy a new board for this, because we are actually relocating by dismantling it and recoupling it back. So, but in this case now, if you use screws, they will easily come off and you can easily rescrew wherever and whenever you want it. So go ahead and we can decide to add the element hook. This is the element hook. We can decide to add it so that we can hang this, and we can also decide to nail it to the wall. But in this particular situation, we'll be nailing it to the wall. So, but I have to show you this element hook because sometimes you might be designing a project that will need it. So this is how it looks like. So the nail goes in here, so it will hang it to the wall. So that's how it is. So I'll see you in the next video, which is the standing TV console that we dismantle. Thank you. So you can see this is our TV console, the hanging or the floating TV console. So we actually remodeled this from a former bookshelf. So the TV will go into this place, then you have your remote there.